Conversations that come to you as an afterthought. This is But Seriously, We Mean It.
We're just two curious people with lots to say about anything and everything.
No, but seriously, we mean it.
I don't know why mine is already open.
This is too thick. I'm gonna use
I am a little nervous with the paint.
Okay,
because I'm not an artist. Welcome to it. This is But Seriously, We Mean It. We are talking what's art got to do with it. Have you ever stumbled across your calling that started off as a hobby? And also we want to look at art as a healer. A favorite song, favorite artist. How do you relate to them? Did they once open up the windows of your soul? Actually, Mbali, art and how we've engaged with art over time.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's an art piece or a specific art piece that basically opened up the windows of your soul?
I'm literally like killing myself right now trying to figure out what it is. I feel like there's so many things that I've come across. Songs, art pieces, and maybe a certain movie that have made me feel something. I just can't pin it to one specific one. I just need to think a bit now.
It's everything jazz for me. It's Mandisi.
With you. Oh, please. Yes, I know.
Okay.
I know.
I think I go into a whole different universe.
I saw a video of you from the Zoe Mudika concert, and I can definitely attest to that. Yeah, I can attest to that. I don't know. It probably gives you goosebumps. I'm not sure. Please think.
Don't you feel like sometimes when an artist shares a piece of theirs, they share a piece of themselves?
Yes.
And I
yes.
find that with most of his music. There's this one song, I listened to it. It's a very sad song because it's a song about an orphan who's lost their parents, and they're saying that it wasn't always like this. I wasn't always a sad person, but it's death that introduced the sadness, ne? And then, but there's something about the song that doesn't make me cry. It makes me feel hopeful. And fast forward to me listening to a conversation where he was explaining his album, and then it starts saying that song is not. Yes, the person is an orphan, but it's not umdongena temba, so it's not a hopeless person. And that's why I feel like sometimes I can pick up the emotions that the artist went through when they were sharing or when they were creating the specific art piece.
Yeah.
And that's why I think this conversation today...
Because they lay themselves bare, right? They do lay themselves bare in every type of art form. I can definitely see when it's almost as if somebody's not afraid to be naked in front of people they don't know. Because we are consuming the art, but they don't know who we are. So they're exposing everything of themselves to us.
I want us to tap into that artistic side today. So
Yeah.
we've got t-shirts here, and everybody has a story, including myself, who's struggling to think of one.
Yeah.
But everybody has a story. And I this other day, it stumbled across me that had I picked up hobbies, I feel like I would have been able to have difficult conversations with my people through these things that we would do.
Also, you know how people, like when you're gonna tell somebody something and you know maybe you're not sure how they're gonna receive it. It's, people always take somebody to a comfortable place. So it's like, okay, I know what you like to do, I know. So maybe coming up with those different ways of connecting with people helps to be direct with whatever you're gonna say to them.
Right.
What's your story?
I don't know. I also feel like this exercise made me realize something that I don't quite like. I have this theory that abazali, there has to come a point where you disappoint your parents.
Yes, definitely.
In your lifetime.
Should be earlier.
Yes.
But we drag it.
Trying to find that story where I had a difficult conversation with my parents, I realized there actually hasn't been much that I would say I struggled to have a conversation with them about.
Do you think sometimes we try to be like
Perfect,
but we're not, so we're doing it in hiding, but like when they look at us and it's almost as if, okay, there's nothing that this child can do, and then this one day you do something and it's so shocking.
I wonder, I hope it's not coming. I don't know, I just feel like...
It has to come at some point.
I do feel like I've disappointed them somehow. It's just nothing big. How do you rate that?
I don't know. I just feel like...
I don't know what I'm doing.
Me too. I need to get the right color first. I think this is the one. So I feel like when you do something that they don't like and they think, oh my gosh, Ludo would never do that, they see a different side to you and a different level of, they see you more of an adult than before. I'm telling you, trust me, I'm telling you.
But they don't relate to me as a child.
They don't relate to you? How?
As a child.
How do they relate to you?
As an adult.
Okay, but then the things that you do are still things that they wouldn't be totally against, right?
Yes.
So how do you maneuver that? Okay, my painting is childish.
That's horrible.
I don't know.
It's
what I'm
abstract,
doing.
darling. Maybe that difficult conversation has nothing to do with my parents also.
Oh.
Do you think that, because I think I have a tendency of switching off and, I don't know, selective amnesia? Things that happen to me in my personal life, I have this thing that makes me want to shut it out.
You don't want to think about the bad stuff?
Yes.
Or the stuff that make you feel uncomfortable?
The stuff that makes me feel like a failure.
But that's what I'm saying. At some point, you need to, I'm not saying be a failure, but be human. Be human.
How?
I'll tell you my story.
Okay, let's hear.
So, I've always been like, I think I've been relatively a good child. I mean, I've done some weird things that parents don't like, but I think the pregnancy was a shocker.
Okay.
You know, to everyone. And I couldn't say it. So my aunt is the one that had the difficult conversation for me, but then I had to be part of the conversation at some point. And it was really uncomfortable. But I'm glad it happened.
What made it? Okay, obviously you did something that you're not supposed to do.
Why am I not supposed to do? Okay, maybe, I don't know. Am I not supposed to have a child? Oh, I don't know. Okay, maybe. I don't know.
Do you think that it could have been?
I mean, I was already working. I was done with school.
Completely.
I was not married. I was done with school completely.
Then why did you feel bad?
Because
You're not married.
No, apart from being married, because I've always relatively been a good child.
How did that change the relationship?
It didn't really tamper with it that much. It lasted for like 2 weeks, and then after that we're back to normal.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
You're lucky.
Yeah, I'm hardly at home, always doing something. So if somebody's gonna be mad at me the whole day, they mad at themselves because I'm not even there.
Let's create a scenario where, let's recreate that scenario.
Okay.
Where you break the news yourself.
I wouldn't.
How do you think? Huh?
I wouldn't.
But let's just assume you had the guts. And what would be the perfect setup? What would you do? How would you execute? How would you start that conversation?
I have no idea. I think I'd be lying if I told you. How would I start that conversation?
Sheesh, now I remember a conversation.
And who would I have there? I would have my grandmother. And then who else would I have there? My aunt, because I know she would settle it down. So I'd start by apologizing first.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd start by apologizing and telling them
What are you doing? Are you sitting by the... Where are you?
I'm sitting nervous as hell on a couch. I don't know at what house. But then I lay down the conversation. Hopefully it goes well. If I have to recreate it in my head.
Now that we're talking, I do recall a conversation.
Okay.
It was quite difficult also. And sheesh, I do remember a conversation.
What happened?
It's one of those that, you know, parents don't want to talk about certain things, right?
Yes.
And I want people to be straightforward.
Yeah.
I like planning. I like knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
I want us to have a plan.
Yeah.
And I felt like we were just winging it. And I could see down the line, this thing would be a problem. So now it's difficult having this conversation without having it. And I say to her, yes, Mama, we have to talk about this thing. because our lives have changed drastically. And this was after my dad passed.
Yeah.
And I could see that she was deflecting. I could see that she was ignoring it.
Which is
trying to
expected.
park it. Yeah, I think because for her it meant actually realizing that this is what's going on.
And coming to terms.
Yes. And there was no way of creating a safe space for us to have that conversation because even home wasn't safe for it
What do you
to
mean?
happen. In that everybody was closed in. Everybody who needed to be a part of the conversation was
difficult
closed
time.
in. It was a difficult conversation to have because everybody just didn't want to tap into those emotions because you're often afraid of what you will discover afterwards. And so I have this thing where she has her music sessions where she's playing music and she's having fun with it and.
Yeah.
So sometimes I wait for the right time.
Yeah.
I know the right song for the mood. Yes,
okay.
of course. I'll make sure that if I'm into theater, I wait for the mood or I wait for a specific show that I know will definitely bring up something close to where I want to go with the conversation. So I do think that art has been a means of kickstarting a conversation on many occasions in my life. At the same time, I could easily switch the channel if I feel like, okay, it's getting hectic, just to bring in that element of distraction on my end. So that's what happened with how I started that conversation. I was like, hey.
You started it with your mom only or with everyone?
With my mom only, because we needed her to understand that we want to talk about this. But she was not trying to have that conversation with us. And she ignored it, but I just kept pushing.
Yeah.
And luckily, there was a show where a similar conversation was happening. I was like, hey, by the way, Yazi, we also need to talk about this so that we avoid this situation.
Yeah.
So
that helps.
Yeah.
That helps. Because I've found that South African older people relate a lot to fictional stories. So once you bring it into your world, it helps to relay the message.
So yeah, I think that is...
My art is looking very shabby, by the way. I don't know what's going on.
Looks like tie-dye.
I'm trying to create something that is not creatable.
Why?
I don't know. What lessons do you think you've learned from those, that specific art that you are connected to? What lessons can you say you've learned from that?
That there is... that's a very deep question. Relating to the conversation we had, or just one art piece that I say
One art piece
speaks to me?
that speaks to you.
I think it's the combination of people's stories, and maybe it was mind-boggling for me when we're at this concert.
Yeah.
This lady sitting on the table across me. We start singing the song, and she could see Uba, I'm in tears, and she was teary. In that moment, I shared a moment with a stranger. I don't know where she's from. And
Those
we
are
kept
the most
singing.
beautiful moments ever.
It was so beautiful. And that way of connecting people, I have...
So I would say that music is your escape. Is it?
Mandis specifically.
Oh, definitely.
Jazz music, definitely. But I think it's beautiful. I think it's in how a sad song can uplift my spirit.
I relate differently to sad songs.
Okay.
When I'm listening to sad songs, I want them to make me sad. So I'm listening to them specifically so that I can be...
So you deliberately go for a sad song?
I deliberately go for a sad song so I can be more sad. If I don't feel sad by the time it's finished, I'm restarting it.
How do you introduce art to the people around you?
It's very difficult because what I've realized is the people in my life, we really relate and like different forms of art. Some of them don't like art at all. So I consume a bit of this and that, and then it will depend on my mood that day. So I can never say that this is something that we all relate to.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a bit tricky for me and the people around me.
All right, back to the pregnancy story.
Yeah.
And I think what I want to do here is go back to the realities of how once a person realizes that conversation was necessary, but they can't come back to you and say, thank you for having that conversation with me. Was there ever a time throughout your pregnancy where you felt like, actually, you guys owe me an apology? Whether during or after.
I thought I owed them an apology.
Okay.
Because I feel like I should have been the one to tell it. I should have been the one to tell the story. I guess I was nervous at the time, but I probably owe them an apology for telling them later, because I used to hide myself and be uncomfortable around the house and stuff. So I guess I'm the one that owes them an apology in that respect. I'm glad that happened in its past, because wow, I hate awkwardness.
Okay, let's go to our art pieces. Now we're going to be
Can
artists.
I call this an art piece?
It is. It is.
Can I add one more thing?
And then take us through what you're doing and why. Why those colors specifically? Why these colors specifically?
I'm choosing this color specifically. I don't know. I think I'm starting to really like this color. This one.
Okay, for those who are not watching but are listening, what colors have you gone for and why?
Is this peach? It's peach, green, and blue.
Peach, green, and blue. Why?
I have no idea. There really isn't an artist story. But I'm adding a smiley face here because I want this t-shirt to make me happy every time I wear it.
Okay.
And there's a heart here. I don't know how that happened. It wasn't my intention. But there's a heart here.
A green heart with
green
a touch
and blue.
of blue.
Yeah, a green and blue heart. So this is, although it's disconnected, I'm starting to realize that it might be a happy person who's full of love and trying to figure out life while they are confused. Because there's a lot of confusions in life, but you must always keep a smiley face.
Aww.
That's my art.
Cute. Okay, I have is this blue? Lavender. Oh, lavender. Oh, hey.
Oh, that's a...
Oh, hey.
I feel like you only used 2 colors. That
No,
you're
because
cheating the
I'll tell you,
system.
I'm not cheating. I'm still busy. You can't rush perfection.
Oh.
Ma'am. Okay.
Lord have mercy.
I was shaking. When we started, I was shaking. I couldn't even handle my brush.
The paint made you nervous.
The paint made me so nervous
Oh.
because I don't think that I am very
Arty.
gifted in visual art.
Sorry.
With visual art.
Okay.
I don't think I am the best that's there. So I started off very nervous. So I decided to just do this blob.
Okay.
And when I felt like I was getting a tad bit emotional, I just kept circling it.
Oh. Okay.
And really there was no
And then the red stuff.
thought in it.
Is that red?
It's magenta.
Okay, what's that about?
I guess I'm just trying to navigate my way. I don't know. I'm trying to create something pretty.
Oh.
But this is how I was feeling when we were tapping into that conversation. You know what was also difficult for me? I wanted to talk about it, but I also felt like I can't talk about it. You know,
What?
the story.
Okay, okay.
And that created a bit of, I don't know, made me sad.
It made you sad while you were doing the paint?
Yes.
Oh, so you're just like, okay, I want to talk about it, but I don't
can't
want it
talk
to come
about-
out. And also, I
Yes.
just realized something when I looked at your art and my art. It reflects our personalities.
Okay.
Yours is like at the center. It's in the middle. Center and the middle is the same thing, but it's in the middle, and it's very, although it's like, it's very specific. Look at mine. Look at mine. My smiley face is there, and this part is there. It's just, I think it reflects our
I like
personalities a
that.
bit. Yeah, it reflects our personalities a bit.
But I want to challenge my personality. I
Why?
don't allow myself to explore things freely because there's always that
Things
I want
in
it to be
general?
perfect. I want it to look good. Because now at the back of my mind I'm gonna wear this T-shirt.
And
So
I'm
I
like,
need to
I'm
make
gonna
it
wear it
look
as
good.
ugly as it is.
Like, okay, let's just say you style this. How will you wear this? There's a smiley face, there's a blob, there's a heart, it's blue, it's green. Will you wear this with pride?
I'm not gonna wear. You know how drip is important to me. I will make sure that I drip the hell out of this T-shirt.
Okay.
I don't know how. I'll probably wear it with a denim whoops. What do you call this? Wide leg jean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it's
Okay.
so it's gonna be part of the look, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
But the healing component is so real because I actually wish that I had more of this. I did more of this with my people because
me too.
initially I was closed off and thinking, I don't have a story. I want to talk about something that's meaningful. But also meaningful to who?
To who? And in what
Because-
context?
Yeah.
In what context as well? There's so many different things that we can talk about that involves healing and art and emotions that don't have to be, it doesn't have to be your normal,
Routine.
yeah. It can be anything. I have conversations with strangers all the time. And they teach me so much about life. Like somebody will just come sit next to me. Then they'll tell me, that's also for me, that's also a form of healing because they don't know what I'm going through. So I'm listening to their story and I'm like, oh, actually, this is beautiful.
relatable.
Yeah, there's so many people that are Uber drivers. I've spoken to so many people and I left there feeling like I've learned something and I feel so much lighter and better, especially with strangers.
If you could invest 1.2 million
Oh my
on
gosh.
an art piece,
Uh-huh.
which one would it be?
Should I describe? Should I describe? Should I describe what it would look like?
Yeah, perhaps take us there.
So for me, it would have to be, I like the ones that show nurturing.
Okay. Oh.
So I'd love one that has either a mom or a dad with like, but in my context, a mom and a dad nurturing, but in the context of a very soft life. So no backgrounds of people struggling. Nurturing in a very soft environment. That's me. I'd like to have that in my house.
Oh, that is beautiful. Okay, I have so many questions just from that.
Okay.
Let me share mine. There is something about motion that speaks to me.
Okay.
I don't know, but it's in textures also. So I don't know how you paint motion. I don't know how you visually depict motion. Smoke, fire.
Oh.
That movement for me does so much for me. And even when I see an art piece that's abstract, I'm drawn to the pattern that I find and how the brush was probably moving.
Oh, nice.
If it's a picture if it's a portrait, I want to see that thing in Bonisayo, how they moved through creating this thing. There's something about motion, and I often find myself trying to see it in a lot of elements, yes, visually when it's represented, and even better if it's in a way that I did not see this coming.
Oh, nice. I like that. I really, really, really like that.
What is it about nurturing that?
It comes from the concept of kids upbringing, experiences. So I always find that every time I get really touched or I get interested when I see a piece that has nurturing, because that's where I feel like everything starts.
Okay.
Kids are such vulnerable and special human beings that I always feel like whoever surrounds them should be nurturing to them in one way or the other. So that always gets me.
Do you know Mazisi Kunene? I forgot what I wanted to say about him. He plays... Oh, I wanted to talk about art as a carrier of energy. He plays that, what's that instrument? Because it's and it's in how he plays it. But sometimes it feels like my entire body is shaking. And I can, it's It's crazy.
You get goosebumps.
I get goosebumps, and I also get the feeling, you know, walking on sand barefoot.
Okay, yes. You get that feeling.
Yes, almost like it's recharging my entire body.
Nice. Isn't it crazy how somebody else, like that person is showing off their talent, but then it makes you feel like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the intention from him, but the person is just being, and then you get that feeling from them, from their art.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
They tap into a whole different world, and I think I always thought I'm a crybaby because those things just overwhelm me. A performance that's filled with soul overwhelms me. And the funny thing is that I could be watching a person, I don't relate much to Amapiano, for example.
Yeah.
But there are certain songs that there's a performance that I will feel, why am I feeling this way?
Yeah.
Don't you ever ask yourself why that is?
Because it's almost as if you can feel what they are feeling. Like if somebody is making a song and it has no words, it's just maybe beats or whatever. But you can just tell from the outcome what the person was going through when they were creating it.
Yeah.
So I think it's that. And it's not genre specific, because you can get I got a feeling like that from a house song. Can't remember which one it was. I think it was by
House
DJ
music
Monde.
does that though.
It was like a song from a long time ago by DJ Monde, and every time it played, I would feel very teary.
Then let's talk about stumbling across your calling. This wasn't the plan, because I think that sometimes we want to lead with qualifications, and we also want to gauge, why did you choose this? We use that language often. Why did you choose this?
Then people say, no, it chose me.
But isn't that real though?
It is real.
Bali, your eyes say otherwise.
It's real.
I believe in that thing.
It is real. It's a real phrase, but sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I feel like it's just a lack of honesty.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Do you know the things that people have to do to get to specific things or to get specific things, and then they say it chose you, but also you played a very pivotal, like you did a lot for you to get to that.
Yeah, but before they got to the level where you saw
I'm probably going to contradict myself.
Okay, I think this T-shirt looks like a T-shirt I've seen before.
It is. I'm gonna challenge you to use this color. Just
Green.
I'm literally giving you mint green so that you can add something different. You said you wanted to challenge yourself, so please use that.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a color too. Use brown.
Okay, that's style. That's very style,
okay.
but I'll use it.
Ish, my daughter.
Please use green. Don't think too much about it. Think about how the best-selling artists started.
They definitely didn't mix green and blue. That's one thing.
They definitely did not mix brown and pink. But
okay, I chose brown. Is it brown? It's brown, right? Clay. Okay, even better.
Even Dala.
Yeah, that's why. Because you are this colorful person. Yes, you wear pastels, but
yeah, I do.
I just want to... You have a tendency, ne?
Oh
of
my
tapping out and walking away.
Yes.
When the going gets tough.
Yes.
And I just wanted to
My
give
brand.
you something. It really is. Wait, you're smiley. What does it look like? A long tongue? And
I don't know what I'm doing now. So what I did
what happened
is
to the smiley?
it
looks dark.
I'm trying to connect my smiley. I'm trying to make this a body. So this person is smiling. Okay, now I'm making it a dark
Like
painting.
Taki.
So he's smiling, but he's causing commotion. I'm saying it's a he. He's smiling, but he's causing
It's a he.
commotion. Yeah.
Whoa.
This is a commotion. Listen. Oh my gosh, I think I have the perfect explanation for my art.
Okay.
This person is smiling. They're causing commotion, but some of it comes from love. There's love inspired by...
This is not a compliment, but also this is something that you would say also. It's so reflective of your personality.
Yeah, he's causing commotion, but there's love. You know how people do things and you're like, yo, this, but sometimes there's good intentions behind them.
Okay.
So the heart is right here just to say that not all is bad and evil out here.
Okay.
Now I'm ruining it, but yeah, you get the point.
Why did you choose green for me again?
To get you out the box. For you to try something different.
This is not entirely out of the box because I like green.
Okay, I'll choose
My
orange.
only problem
Can you
was the
use
fact
orange?
that I've used blue already and you want me to use green.
Blue, green, and pink and red. Oh.
Red.
Okay, I'm done with this brown color. It has ruined my art piece, so.
Okay, but it looks nice, hey? It does look like a person.
being nice.
No, I'm
The person
in
doesn't
the
have a head.
context of art.
Let me put a head.
Back to stumbling across your calling. If you would return in this life, or in the next lifetime, what would you be?
Rich?
First it was a nurturer with a philosophy life, and then now it's you want to return rich. Okay, and then?
And then I'd be. Are you asking what I'd like?
Yes.
To come back
would you-
as?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely not struggling.
Yeah.
Still black. Choose black any day.
Still black. Why is that even a thing? Who would want to come back otherwise?
And what else? And happy, I think. And happy.
I would come
Dancer.
back as a dancer, and I would, I don't know, I can't dance, but I'd be a contemporary dancer.
You know, I've been a
Totally.
contemporary dancer once. I'm a horrible dancer, but I used to do it.
How? No, really, how?
I did it for years, actually. Maybe like 4 years.
4 years or 4 years?
I did it for years, probably 4 years of my
Okay.
life doing that.
Wow.
And I used to perform in front of people. But I was horrible at it. But I did it anyways. And I used to do spiritual dance. So you'd come back as me.
That's crazy.
I used to do spiritual dance, like music, gospel music playing, and then I try to translate the feelings.
Okay. I'm just trying to think. Funalabo.
No. Definitely not
Malashek.
our gospel. Not our gospel.
Okay, yeah, you need to be
I
specific
can't
because I'm also
mention
just
this
like,
person.
girl.
I dance to a lot of this person's music, but I can't mention him because he's somebody that we just don't want to mention on our podcast.
Oh, okay,
But
okay, cool.
His music at the time is what, that's how I feel like you can translate it properly. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, then I want to come back as you.
But a better one.
Minus the awkwardness.
And minus the stiffness. Because
Yeah,
I don't know how
please.
to dance. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I would do that because, yet again, movement. How? The
I'm
smiley
adding
has a
hair.
face.
I'm adding hair.
What is it? Vali, this is scary. Also, why are you painting faces?
Guys. Okay, I think-
Is this a nurturer?
No, this is definitely not. This person is not a nice person.
I don't know what I'm doing at this point.
Okay, I think I'm done with my painting. If I continue, I'm gonna ruin it.
No.
It's already ruined.
Okay, one last color.
One last color, okay.
I'm gonna
Not
give
brown.
you yellow.
Okay,
Golden yellow.
okay, cool. Maybe that's gonna add the color. It's gonna be more colorful.
Wait till you see my smile.
I love that song.
Yeah, me too. I am in my element. Shut up!
Did you add water?
I did. For... I don't know what it was for, because I think it defeated the purpose. Ah! I think as we are drawing nearer to the end, I'm starting to enjoy it.
The painting.
Yeah. And I wanted to create a mess because those drive me crazy. But let's see what it does for my creative process.
Okay.
For my creative process.
My creative process is definitely concerning, but let's do it. I'm adding fists.
I don't want to judge, but also. Okay, a moment of silence for the creative juices to flow.
Okay. After this, I'm definitely done with this. I'm done.
But this is fun.
No, I'm done.
Kimberly, your green was a good idea.
Thank you.
You know, they say
Your brown
green
was a
is
horrible idea.
Okay.
Thank you.
They say green is the color, yeah, but it's got to do with money.
Oh, you see, soft life, as I have previously stated.
You know, initially I thought I would just write a word.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that's what I would do with this. Because it was just like,
She created
that's what
something.
relates to me more.
Oh,
I
yeah,
relate to
words, yeah,
in
yeah. Yeah.
I love the use of words. And that's my main,
Form of art.
yeah. Then everything else
Comes secondary.
comes secondary to that. What song affirms you?
Oh,
What song affirms me?
I'm gonna take the nearest one that just came to mind. Busisa, staring.
Really?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take the first one that comes to mind.
What? How about you start embodying that song?
That's the problem. I think that's why I chose it, because in my head when I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh, but then my personality is just like, nah, I'm not staring. But
That's
I
such
wish.
a lovely song.
Yeah. So that song for me, the attitude, the everything is just like, I like it. I like the vibe. So that's mine. What's yours?
No, I'm still stuck on the song.
On staring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mine. It's one of my faves.
I need to study you. Seeing that you study people.
And seeing that it's my.
Yeah, because you have this. I like the you that exists in your head.
More than the one that I actually am.
Sometimes I want to strangle the one that you are.
I know.
I want to strangle
I know.
you because I'm just.
I know. Trust me, I know.
Oh wow,
I know.
that is beautiful. That is beautiful.
Thank
What song
you.
affirms me? Well,
Well, that
I
is
knew
an
that
affirming
becomes-
song.
But it's a
actually.
beautiful song.
It is. It is a really beautiful
What
song.
song affirms me? I'm gonna sound like a broken record.
No. Mandisi. What song from Mandisi's album?
From the new one that's coming up.
What is it?
It is, I don't know the name of the song. I don't know the name of the song. He performed it live at the
Oh, you heard it
London.
live.
I'll
Okay.
revisit this one. I'll tell you when the song comes up. But I just,
You love it.
it speaks life. It speaks life.
That's
It
beautiful.
speaks life, and that's what it is. Okay, I'm almost done.
I'm done. I'm not
Only-
touching
I feel like
anything.
I'm only enjoying it now. Okay, now
No. I'm not adding anything. I'm good. Literally. I will not
I want
wear
to
this
add one
t-shirt.
last thing. You won't wear it? We have to
In
wear
public.
it. We have to wear it in public, and that was the
Okay.
challenge. Where are we wearing it? When are we wearing it? How are we
I'm
wearing
gonna
it?
wear it. I'm gonna wear it at a restaurant in front
Okay.
of people, so that they stare at me and ask themselves what's going on,
And then you want to hide.
and then I wanna hide. So I'm doing it to sabotage myself, but I'm challenging myself to do that.
I'm challenging you to wearing it on a first date. Great conversation
Never.
starter.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah,
but
like,
then
why that t-shirt?
Wouldn't the guy be turned off? He'd
No,
be
he'd
like,
probably be like, you're so interesting.
okay, maybe I will.
Yeah.
He's taking me on. Okay, I will.
Yeah,
I'll definitely-
whenever it is,
I
10
got-
years later.
No! Next
We're on
time,
a
I'll be
date.
married. Next
This,
time, I'll
okay,
be
no,
married.
I'm also stopping. But I feel like I want to add one last thing.
Please don't add
Starting
anything,
to-
because you added water and there's something.
Water dries up.
Okay.
It was just for that motion. Energy in motion. Yeah, this is my art piece. Listen, I want to say what starts off as just paint and brushes could easily get really deep.
Yeah.
It feels like a punch in your gut, but it also feels incredibly fulfilling, and it feels like such a valid release,
Yes.
if that's even a thing. Valid release? A release.
A release.
nonetheless.
A release of some sort.
But do it
And we at the end of the day, we all need to release at some point. We do. So this was the perfect thing. It's not just art.
It isn't just
It's not just art. So there we have it.
We'll see you on the next one.
I don't have art on my hand. Paint on my hand.
Done. Whew. Okay, thank you very much. That was shocking. But
In a good way.
we're done.